How much of your life are you missing out on while you're glued to your phone screen? It could be that you're talking to someone and you quickly check your phone. It could be you're out at dinner with a friend and you have to take a phone call even though it's not urgent. Or it could just be that you're taking your phone out every 2 minutes to document your life. Welcome back to Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life. I'm Sanj and I am excited for today's episode because we're tackling one of the most common struggles of modern life, and that's our relationship with our phones. So, how much of your life are you actually missing out on? A quote by Jim Rohn, he said, "Either you run the day or the day runs you." And to be honest, your phone is running your day. They've become both your productivity tool and your biggest distraction. And today I'm going to be talking about why we're struggling to control our phone usage and how it impacts you, and why you'll feel more in control of your life when you can manage your phone usage, as well as always, some tips to get your phone use under control. Because at the end of the day, our phones are our biggest ally and our biggest enemy at the same time, because we can be using them or they can be using us. And the problem is that most people are allowing them to use us. So let's start off with phone usage stats and just why we struggle to control ourselves when it comes to our phone. So did you know that the average person spends about 3 hours, 15 minutes on their phone each day? So that means it's even higher for some people. People check their phones 96 times per day on average, which is pretty much once every 10 minutes. That is a phenomenal amount of time for which you're glued to your screen. So why do you struggle to get your phone use under control? One of the biggest things is your dopamine addiction, and it's no secret that phones are addictive. Every time you receive a notification, whether it's a text, an Instagram like, a Facebook message, a new email, your brain releases dopamine, which is that same chemical that makes you feel good after exercise or eating delicious food. And that's a reward signal in itself. And what happens is, over time, you actually start to crave that feeling. You crave it more and more. And this actually leads into a cycle where you feel that constant urge to check your phone, even when you don't need it to. When you start imagining your phone notification going off, and then you pick it up, and all of a sudden, before you know it, 10 minutes has gone. The next thing is something like FOMO. The thing is with our phones, you're constantly able to be in contact with someone. Anyone can contact you at any time. And so with that, you don't want to miss out on anything. You're worried that you'll miss out on an important update, a trending post, or just any social interaction of any sort. And this fear keeps you hooked and just makes it hard for you to disconnect. And the final one I've got for you is the illusion of productivity. And there's an illusion of being on your phone means you're being productive, thinking that you're answering emails, you're reading news articles. But how much of the time on your phone is actually spent scrolling through social media? And no matter how much you want to use for your phone for productive reasons, it can quickly turn into distractions. And all this phone use, it actually comes at a cost. So what it means is it actually increases your feelings of anxiety and can decrease your focus. And as a result, it can lead to sleep problems. So how many times have you felt like you're just wasting hours of your life, or you just can't seem to get anything done? The reason for that could be your phone. And when you actually start to manage your phone usage, you're going to start to feel in more control of your life. Imagine that. Imagine if you could cut that phone time in half. Imagine instead of picking up your phone 96 times a day, you use that time more intentionally. What would that feel like? What would you use that time on? You will feel so much more in control of your life. You'll be reclaiming your time. When you actually control your phone usage, you're getting your time back. Think about it. If you're using 3 hours a day of your phone, that's 21 hours a week. That's nearly a full day. Imagine what you could do if you redirected even half of that time towards something actually beneficial for you, something meaningful. Imagine what you could achieve if you were working on a side project. Imagine what your health would look like if you spent some of that time exercising, or what your relationships would look like if you spent that time with loved ones. Let's go for you spending 3 hours a day on your phone. Imagine what your life would be like if you cut that in half. 10.5 hours. You could spend half an hour a day exercising. That's 3.5 of that 10.5. So you're left with 7. You could do again 3.5 of that. 3.5 hours, half hour a day, spending your time with loved ones, just uninterrupted time. And you could spend 3.5 hours on a side project. Imagine what your life would look like in a year. And then your focus and productivity, if you're not distracted by your phone, you'll find that your focus and productivity just skyrockets. It's been shown that it can take an average of 23 minutes to refocus after being distracted by something like a notification. So imagine that every time you glance at your phone, you're losing nearly half an hour of productive time. So by reducing your distractions, you can actually get more done in less time. And imagine what that would make you feel, how much more in control of your day you would be. And finally, your mental clarity. Let's not forget the mental clarity that comes with reducing phone time. When you're not constantly bombarded by that overwhelming amount of information, your mind has room to breathe. It has room to take a step back, to actually feel something, to think things clearly. This will actually help you lead to better decision making. It will help you reduce your stress, and it will actually bring you an overall sense of peace. So, by spending more time away from your phone, you're actually reducing your anxiety and stress. Because by reducing your phone use, it can actually significantly lower your anxiety, because these constant notifications that you're getting, the pressure to just stay connected 24/7, it can leave you feeling overwhelmed. And so actually, it's been proven by the University of Gothenburg that actually high mobile use was actually linked to increased stress levels, particularly in young adults. So when you take intentional breaks from your phone, your brain gets a chance to reset. This reduces a mental clutter, just a mental strain, and it helps you feel calmer and just more in control of your own emotions. And then the next thing is, it can improve your sleep. We all know that actually looking at your phone before bed can seriously mess up your sleep. And that's because of the blue light that is emitted by your phone screen. It interferes with your body's production of melatonin. And that is the hormone that helps you fall asleep. And it's that blue light that actually inhibits that melatonin being produced. So there are so many ways you can stop that. But the number one way, there are things like blue blocker glasses and things like that. But the best way to stop that blue light is to turn off your phone. The studies, everyone knows the studies that people who use their phones before bed take longer to fall asleep, and they experience a poorer sleep quality. This is just from using your phone before bed. When you cut down on your screen time, especially at night, you'll notice an improvement in your sleep, which then has a cyclical impact on your energy, your focus and mood during the day. And then when you sleep, because you'll be happier, when you go to sleep, you'll feel more content. Again, you'll then sleep better at night, and it'll just go round and round, compounding. The next thing is better relationships. More time away from your phone means more time to engage with people face to face. Just because you're sitting there texting someone, it doesn't mean you're building the connection. You're actually, most of the time, you're actually just maintaining one. When you're not glued to your screen, you can build more meaningful connections with friends, with families, with loved ones. And simply having a phone visible during a conversation can actually reduce the quality of the interaction because your mind is partly elsewhere. So then it can make you feel less connected. By reducing your phone time, you're not only improving your own well-being, but you're also showing up more fully and 100% for the people who matter most to you. And we all know the ways to control our phone usage. But so these are some of the best ones that have actually helped me. The number one is set screen time limits. All phones nowadays have built-in screen time tracking. And so set daily limits for apps that you seem to fall into a black hole on. Yeah, the ones that suck you in, like social media. Because it's one thing to know how much time you're spending on it, but actually when you see the exact numbers, it can be a real wake-up call. Look at your phone now. Go to your settings and see how much time have you spent on, say, Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok in the last day, in the last week. Imagine what you could have done with that time. Most phones allow you to set time limits on specific apps, and you can get a reminder when you're actually reaching that limit. So maybe you need to start setting those limits on those apps where you're struggling to keep under control. Second thing, and I love this one, create phone-free zones or times. So designate certain areas of your house or times in your life as phone-free. Things like make the dining table a no phone zone. Set a rule that you won't check your phone for the first hour after waking up or the last hour before bed. When you start to do this, it creates space in your day for reflection, for connection, and just to build your focus. You will be amazed at how much more mindful and present you feel without the constant distraction. Now, this third and final one, this one was a game changer for me, and it took my wife a little bit of getting used to, but turn off notifications. You do not need to know when someone likes your post or when an app wants your attention. You don't really need to know when people message you, because when people are messaging you, it's not urgent. Go to your settings and turn off as many notifications as possible. The only one I have on my phone is when someone calls me. Keep only the ones that are truly important, like maybe messages from close contacts or work-related alerts, things that you really need to be on top of. Because with less notifications constantly vying for your attention, you'll reduce your urge to check your phone constantly. So think about it. Are you controlling your phone, or is your phone controlling you? You need to start taking back control of your phone, because your phone use isn't just about productivity. It's about reclaiming your time, your focus, your mental well-being. When you manage your phone usage, you're not only improving your life, but you actually set an example for the people around you, whether it's your children, your colleague, your friends. You're actually showing them that actually, when I'm with you, if my phone's not there, I'm 100% with you. So take action today. Try out the tips I've shared. Let me know which ones work for you, which ones haven't, or which ones have had a big impact on your life. See how much better you feel when your phone is in its place and not running your life. So what would you do with that extra hour and a half a day if you weren't on your phone? So that's it for today. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend who may need a little help getting their phone use under control. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Also, if you could leave me a review, it really helps the podcast grow. You can also follow me on social media at just.live.coaching on Instagram for more mindset tips and tricks. Take care of yourself. You have the power to master your mindset, and when you do, you'll master your life. Thanks for listening, and until next time, take control, stay focused, and thrive. Thank you very much.